Good morning. Welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Thursday, December 28th, 2023. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. We'll get to how Brock Purdy can learn and grow from his disaster against the Ravens on Monday night. But first, we begin as we always do with the injury report. I am starting to get worried. Keep in mind, every Wednesday practice from here on out is just a walkthrough. So if you can't participate in that, you must be very banged up. And that applies to a lot of 49ers. Eric Armstead, Aaron Banks, Juwan Jennings, Jalen Moore, and Jair Brown all did not participate yesterday. Jair Brown has a knee sprain that Kyle Shanahan called concerning. Deebo Samuel, Javon Hargrave, Oren Burks, Ambry Thomas, and Trent Williams were all limited. Deebo apparently has a neck injury that's new. Trent Williams was at least able to participate, so maybe that's a good sign with his groin injury. But again, we'll have to keep an eye on everything. But that is a long list. And some of those positions, like safety, are not very deep. So gulp. Now, to the audio portion of the show. Kyle Shanahan was asked a lot about Brock Purdy, as you might imagine. Here's what Kyle said when someone asked, how can Brock learn from the egg that he laid on Monday night?
I thought the biggest thing for Brock was the way it went in the first half. I thought, just between Brock and I just talking, where I thought he struggled the most was after the 4 picks. I thought his first pick was a bad mistake. I thought the next 3 were unfortunate ones that make excuses for. There's just tough football plays, and they made some good football plays. But it's tough to play a lot of football after you have 4 picks and stuff, especially when you're down versus that type of defense. And I think that was the best experience for him, how to feel that, to know what's happened, to know why it's happened, and still have to go out there and sling it around and play. And I think that's the best experience you can get from that game.
It's a good point by Kyle. Brock's 4th interception came with about 12 minutes to go in the third quarter. So he basically had to play the entire second half with all of that hanging over his head. I'm sure that couldn't have been easy, but that's the kind of stuff you have to go through when you are a young player. You have to go through struggles so that you can learn from them. And we'll find out together how Brock bounces back next week against Washington. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Thursday. If you want something a little lighter, maybe to just, take your mind off the loss, The Athletic actually has a rundown of the best touchdown celebration from every single team in 2023. Take a look at it. Light reading. Maybe it makes you smile. One thing to watch. Mike Florio and Chris Sims of Pro Football Talk Live broke down the 49ers signing of defensive tackle Sebastian Joseph Day. If you want to watch it, click the link in the description of this episode. One thing you may have missed, some housekeeping updates to get to for you. Jeremy McNichols has been waived by the 49ers. They have signed offensive lineman Sebastian Gutierrez and moved Willie Snead to the practice squad. Plus, they also opened up the practice window for wide receiver Danny Gray. Now, reportedly, Gray has been healthy, but he's been on IR. They are now activating the practice window. Hopefully, we could actually get to see Danny Gray on the field for a change. Obviously, they're doing that because Juwan Jennings is still banged up. So we'll see. But I think they missed a little extra something out of the receiving core without Jennings. Maybe Danny Gray can give it to him. Who knows? But at least that possibility is now open since the practice window has been opened. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Please and thank you. Click the little bell. You'll get notified every time we go live, which is every single weekday here on the Gold Standard Network. Levin Black and I will be live 10 a.m. Pacific time today. We'll break down the loss. We'll look ahead to Washington. See if Levin has changed his tune since the instant reaction show after getting a chance to rewatch the game. And of course, we'll take your questions and comments all day long. So please, please, please join us for that. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk later today.